of 225. Closing reconnaissance, Mark 19s to be built. Represented here, we have the unarmed high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft, powered by, as I mentioned, either a Griffon 65 or 66, representing the pinnacle of the Spitfire development in terms of speed and altitude capability, with a top speed of 446 miles an hour and a ceiling of 42,000 feet. Delivered to the Central Photographic Reconnaissance Unit at RAF Benson in January 1945. It then went south to Belgium and Holland, engaged on active service with 16th Squadron right up until the end of the war, participating in the famous Operation Crossbow, and that was to detect the V1 and V2 Vengeance weapon launch sites. So many comes with its own tail as well, and it's a very, very special one indeed, because it flew its first operational sortie in the hands of Flight Lieutenant Eric Martin, DFC. He'd been awarded the DFC for his actions in the run-up towards D-Day, and it was on that day in April 1945 that he himself took part in that famous Operation Crossbow, hunting flying bombs from V2 rockets launched like Rolls-Royce to become the custodians of his father's flying log, which contains the only known explicit mention of this aircraft's participation in Operation Crossbow. Having been saved from the scrap heap due to its high altitude capabilities, it became part of the temperature and humidity of the upper air masses thumped flight at Royal Air Force Wood Vale, right through until 1956, and then alongside two other Mark 19s, it became a founding member of what is now known as the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. Really showing the wonderful design, the land, the spirit, the ethos, a truly iconic picture in the sky. Chris himself was born in Singapore back in the late 60s, but was brought up and went to school in and around Bedford before becoming or joining first of all the school's CCF Royal Air Force section in the Air Force in the mid-80s. L-39 Albatros. Things like that, particularly the bomb movers. If you can't get a hand on a jet, then you generally can get your hand on an L-39. And this is just an extremely good example skills against our own NATO pilots. Designed during their 60s as a successor to the L-29 Delphin, it's flown today by a very experienced ex-Royal Air Force Jet pilot himself, John Hurrell, who after his Air Force time went himself to work for BAE over water, and now joins the service in November 1968. I was talking earlier about the amount of airspace the early generation jet aircraft took up. That was a very, very long turnaround. 1996 to 2001 phase of the Afghan Civil War against the Northern Alliance. And Iraq was the first export customer for this aircraft as well. just one Ivchenko A25. So he'll hopefully just take a look down at you. He's bending away from us at the moment, but this is John Hurrell in the L39.
Roger, the Swordfish is just mid-channel coming towards the display line. Roger, my sign all three. Roger, they're back to Blackpool 1.